In today's video, I'll show you how you can run retrospectives in Miro. So let's get started. So here we are in Miro, and from here, you can start from scratch in creating your retrospective, but I think that would take a lot of time, especially if you're just a beginner. So what I suggest is that you start off with a template. So navigate here into the left menu, click on the templates icon, and it will now bring up the templates. And from here, go into search and type in or search for retrospective right here so that you would have all the retrospective right here in Miro. And now you can just choose a template that is closest to the retrospective that you are aiming to create. So all of this are having some different styles of purpose depending on what you'd want. So yeah, you have a lot to work on in here to use as your base or as your guide. In my case, I'll say that I would want the end of year team retrospective. So I can click here on use and it will now be inserted into the workspace as you can see right here. And now let's just wait for it to load, and here it is. And basically what's left is that we would need to edit everything in here. We want to make sure that the information, the activities, the details, and the questions here align to the purpose of our retrospective, which is, in this example, is the end of year team retrospective. And now you can zoom in so that you'd be able to see better. And basically here in this template, this is the starting phase right here. So you could edit everything right here. And as you can see, it says long press to unlock. So some elements here are locked just so that you wouldn't accidentally edit them and it would mess up the template. So it's made for that. But don't worry, it's easily unlocked just by clicking on that and then long press here. And then it will now be unlocked as you can see. And now you can edit everything on this part. So now, for example, I'm going to zoom in and I'm going to change the text in here, or maybe the members right here. So let's say Kyle. And I'm going to go for another one right here. And yeah, basically everything here is editable, including this right here. So this one is locked, so I'm gonna go and long press to unlock, and then from here I could now go for the border style on this right here if I want to, and so on. I could also delete this if I would want to replace that with another one. So yeah, this is where you'd be able to edit everything that needs to be edited. So most of the time we'll just be editing the text right here, so you could just go click on the text and long press to unlock, and then you can now go and edit them right here. And you just basically need to repeat the same steps on the other phases or other parts of the retrospective to successfully set it up. And now, once you have successfully set up your retrospective, there are some tools in here that you should keep in mind. Is that you want to click here on the top right, Facilitation Tools and Reactions. These are very handy when you are facilitating your retrospective. So in here, we have the reactions. So this boosts engagement and emotional feedback in real time. So team members can react to sticky notes, comments, or ideas using emojis. So basically, for example, I'm going to add a sticky note right here by clicking here and putting it somewhere in here. And now from here, they can now click here on add emoji, and basically they could do it like this. As you can see, there is now a reaction. They could also go here, go into fire. As you can see, there is now a reaction right here that would pop up. And here it is. So yeah, that's the reaction. And next is that we have the timer. So this is only available, this 3 to be specific, is only available on the upgraded or premium plan. It's not available in the free plan, so take note of that. So basically the timer keeps the session focused and time boxed. So you can set countdowns for each activity, like 5 minutes to brainstorm, 10 minutes to vote, and many more. So basically this prevents over discussion and keeps momentum high. Next is that we have the voting. So this prioritizes feedback and decide what to act on. So each participant gets a set of votes, like 3 or 5, to place on sticky notes right here. Like for example, in this part right here. So basically they would be putting their vote on who they would want to be the leader among these members. So they could use the voting feature right here to vote on each of these members. And then you could now set the number of votes, like 3 or 5. And then you could also set a timer for the voting. And now you could also enable the private mode if you would want to encourage honest input without group bias. So if you have team members who are feeling shy in sharing their thoughts, you can use the private mode to get some privacy. So when enabled, all sticky notes and edits are hidden until the mode ends. So optional anonymity here is that you could also get the names and cursors to be obscured. And this is ideal for sensitive feedback, emotional check ins, or controversial topics. And next is we have the note right here so that you'd be able to capture thoughts, feedback, and ideas visually right here. So you could put in some notes in here, or you could go for the sticky note right here to be put just like this one right there. So yeah, this is basically it on how you could run retrospectives in Miro. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.